Some stories are never told. This ain't TV. This is real life. Arrests, survival, betrayal. Stories from inside the system, told by the ones who lived it. This is Hell in the Cell.
You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Shane Hardy.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all, you may begin speaking now.
What's up, brother?
What's up, Snow? What's good?
Good, man. We in the building, huh? We back. We
in the
back with another great
in studio?
in studio, right?
Yeah, I think we in studio.
Got it.
Yo.
In the studio, man.
Yo, salute. Welcome, everybody. It's a new episode. Y'all know what it is, man. Hell in the Cell podcast. Me, my big bro, Snow Billy. Yo, make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all comment and all that. And I also want to tell y'all to please join the membership, man. We got the Snow Billy documentary on there. Y'all was talking about the documentary, which y'all finally could see it on the membership. Check it out. You understand what I'm saying? You can hear all about what went down with Treyway. You can hear all what went down. You know what happened and the whole picture that was being taken and everything, man. I ain't going to get spoiled over for y'all. But please, man, hit that like button, hit that join button, and make sure y'all join that membership. And a lot of exclusive content going to be on there. Yo, Snow, what's good, bro?
That's the untold story right there, man. You know, we shot that with a big Hollywood producer, man. We shot that with a big Hollywood producer. We had that footage in the archives for some years, man. We never released it. You know, Showtime wanted it, but the producer that shot it, he didn't want to release it. We never showed nobody that footage, man. So we finally put it on the Hell in the Cell page. You know, for all the members, man, to go ahead and see it exclusively. I think it's 42 minutes. You know what I mean? And it take you all through. It take you all through everywhere. But today, man, I want to shout everybody out, man. Y'all know what it is, man. You know it's Hell in the Cell, man. We coming back with another exclusive one, man. But today, man, we going to address Al Prophet. You know, to that he dropped a documentary on me, CEO Chris. You know, and a few more. 2 weeks ago, Takashi. About 2 weeks ago, was at 28,000 views, man. And we want to go ahead and address that, man. My people's, man, been telling me about it, man. And you know, we want to go ahead and address the situation because it's getting a lot of airplay right now. And
yeah,
you know, we want to.
Well, I want to say this though, Al Prophet, you've been watching the show, my guy. You know what I'm saying? What you need to do.
I'm hearing about it though. You know, people definitely been telling me about it, man. Like, yo, what's up with this dude, Al Prophet? You know what I'm saying? And yo, listen, man. You know, listen, Gotti, right? Let me explain something to you, man. Right? You know, like he said, man, it's two sides to this joint. You know, it's the mainstream side with Takashi, then there's the dark side to Treyway. You feel me? And the dark side is with, you know, mainstream America. And I wouldn't say the production studios, but the industry didn't want to show. You know, like if anybody know the case, they know CEO Chris. They know we had some police that was involved in our situation. They know it was a lot of bricks moved. You know, he said 80, but it was more like 120. You know, when we had 22 projects on lock throughout Brownsville and Bed-Stuy, man, you know, a lot of people don't really know this side of it because everybody was stuck with the whole Takashi image of it. No, they didn't want to show this side, man. But for the most part, man, you know, we was moving, man. You know, we was moving through Brooklyn, man, heavy, man. You know, for like 2-3 years, man, we was moving heavy, man. We done made millions of dollars, man. You know, and you know, it was a good situation, man. You know, I had to forfeit a lot of things over, and I'm saying to get less time in the situation, and You know, it was something that people don't really know about unless they tune into the Al Prophet joint, and then they'll know the dark side to the whole, situation. Way before Tekashi came on board, man, we was already.
This call is from a federal prison.
Don't understand. He didn't help us. On a legitimate side of things, our record label, it grew, but before he even came in the situation, we was already moving tons of this shit. You feel me?
Yep.
And at the same time, man, like our prophet said, man, we had an NYPD sergeant that was backing us the whole way. You feel me? And I was messing with her girlfriend, for a while too, man. So he gave me access, to a lot of different places throughout Brooklyn, especially the projects, man. Brownsville, East New York, Bed-Stuy, all combined too, because she was a sergeant when it came to the New York City Housing Authority police division. And Bat was messing with her for a few years, for her girlfriend. I was messing with her for like 2 years, and we had the access to do what we really wanted to do, man. You know what I mean? And that's the side that a lot of people didn't know about, and that's the side that a lot of us just kept buried because we let everybody run with the mainstream story. Everybody seemed to be so interested in, but the dark side to it was very dark, man.
Hey, yo, Snow, I ain't gonna lie, Snow, because I don't mean to cut my big bro, but I ain't gonna lie, Snow. And in the documentary, you broke it down real well in the doc. And when you took dudes, because I know where you took them at over there in East New York. When you took the camera crew over there, and you showed them like, yo, this is where niggas go right here. Eh? Like this where Stinks is about to go. This where Rose is about to go.
Oh yeah. In the documentary, yeah, man.
We
don't want to spoil it for the people that's gonna pay the membership to see it. But for the most part, man, if Harv and them would have got him over there, it would have been a bad situation for Tekashi, man. But fortunate for him, he jumped out the car while I was moving on Kingston and Fulton, man. And it wasn't too far from where he jumped out from where they was taking him at. You know what I mean? So, I kind of think that he kind of felt the vibe and made a break for it right then and there, man, and jumped out on Kingston and Fulton and made a run to it to the precinct, right?
That's a fact, Snow.
Yeah. So man, he really was blessed, lucky, whatever kind of wording you want to put on his situation, man. Because if them guys would have got him back over there, that shows on the documentary, man, it would have been all bad for him, man, and it would have been all bad for them too as well. It would have been a bad situation all around. But it's the side that a lot of people don't know, man. That me, Harv, and Bat, CEO Chris, man, and it was a lot going on, which I can't, I'm gonna leave a lot of it for the book and a lot of it for the CEO Chris documentary or short mini series that we gonna definitely put out there, man, because there's a lot, man. And Al Prophet, he shines some light on it from what everybody telling me, man. They definitely telling me, man, he went to the darker side of the Treyway indictment, And the way people telling me he detailed it, I guess he got some of his facts is right. Some of them is off, but again, for the most part, from what I'm hearing through third parties, that he hit some things on target, man. It's some things that I didn't never real feel comfortable talking about. So
This call is from a federal prison.
Kind of curved it a little to the right, because it was a lot going on, man. It was, and it's still kind of there. It's a lot of things that we going to talk about, especially in the book. I know people see the advertisement of the book, and they gonna see, this is like we had a real Donnie Brasco put in our situation, man. This shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And Snow, this is why we got Hell in the Cell, Snow. This is why we got this podcast, because a lot of stuff wasn't addressed when the case was going on. A lot of it is now getting addressed on Hell in the Cell. We now expose to certain things about CEO Chris' involvement, certain things that went on. Like these things, know that shit till he heard it on his. So, and shout out to Al Brown.
Went out.
That was free promo right there, Al Brown.
Yeah, nah, man, that was definitely, man. You know, it's different. It's different when somebody else from another party talk about it, because he definitely, from what I'm hearing, man, he definitely, people didn't call they peoples, and they telling them, oh man, that guy's saying a lot of stuff that people ain't know about. Is that, I think one of the guys told me is that it's high up in the numbers now, but. Man, I can't wait till, when I get out of here in a few weeks, man, I'll be able to listen to it and see it, man. But whatever the third party that actually, the few of the guys who third party, talking about it, is definitely, it sounds like that he hit some pointers, man. But definitely shout out to Al Prophet, man. Even though everything is not on cue, a lot of it is, man, and people go check that out, man. Gotti, tell them to go check that joint out. You hear me?
Definitely go check that joint out.
A lot of people ain't know. We had NYPD sergeants rolling with us. A lot of people ain't know. We moved about 120 of them joints. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know. Millions of dollars came through our hands, man. This is the side that nobody ever talked about. This was the side that was already shadowed underneath the glitz and glamour of the hip hop industry. But it's always a dark side to things, and this is that dark side.
This the side they ain't see. Yo, Snow, this the side they ain't see in Tekashi documentary.
Right. Because it's like Tekashi jumped out the. It was like he jumped out the frying pan into the fire, though. He was already cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? He was already cooking, man. So he jumped out the frying pan into the fire, man. And this is where people don't understand. We was already in deep shit. We was already moving different. We was already dealing with millions of dollars before he came into the circle, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
No,
that's a fact.
Yeah, we was already dealing with an unlimited supply of work. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like dudes was already, in a situation. You know what I'm saying? So when he came along, it was like, all right, cool, man. What we could do with him, man. Like, all right. It wasn't really about no money thing because niggas already had money. Niggas was already M'd up. Niggas already had M's, man. It wasn't like he brung, this big $1 million brand into him or to us. He was already situated when he came on board. We helped him out. He didn't help us out. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, man.
But this is the part of the dark side that wasn't revealed, man. For a long time, it wasn't revealed.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's being revealed. You know what I mean? And there's gonna be visuals to it because again, we gotta do the series, man. It warrants a series, man. A few years ago when I was in LA, I had some a private production company that offered a lot of money, man, for 5 movies though. They wanted to put 50 up for 5 movies, but I'm like, that's cool, and I didn't have a problem taking it, but it was the way they was breaking up the finances. They wanted to put 10 million cash into bonds, and it was a lot of different, stuff they was doing with how they wanted to break the money up, and it was just a lot going on. So we kind of like shaded away from that until they got their paperwork together and how they wanted to put their money into the production. But they wanted 5 movies, and I'm like, yo, truthfully, man. The one story we got now is worth more than that 5. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's your Chris story.
Like this is like the new Donnie Brasco right here, man. You hear me?
Right. No.
But you let Al Prophet say it, man. I love it when somebody else tell a story, man. I don't never like telling my story. I'd rather somebody else tell it, man. It's it's more interesting when it come out of somebody else's mouth, long as it's, at least 97% accurate,
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely, tell people to tune in to Al Prophet, man, and whatever title he got. You know the title of it, Gotti?
Yeah, hold on, I'm about to get it right now, Snow. Let me let the people know the title of the video.
Right.
So y'all can go watch.
We don't got long. This thing already beeping, man. But I'm glad to hear that voice, man. Like I said, we ain't been on this joint in a minute, man. I'm happy for giving some people the update. Let them hear our voice.
So the name of the video, the name of the video is Tekashi 6ix9ine just exposed the entire situation. It's on Al Prophet channel. It's doing 28,000. It dropped 2 weeks ago. So everybody go look at that. That's what Snow is talking about. That's the video where it basically talked about CEO Chris, the female cop that was in the whole situation, back, Snow, everything, man. Go watch that, and we gonna break it down on here. Everything Al Prophet said, we gonna break it down right here. We gonna give you more details on Hell in the Cell podcast, though. Damn, I think we lost him. God damn, man. Damn, yo. This is a good one.